So today I'm super excited as I'm relentlessly churning out rat after rat after rat. I was genuinely shocked about how well this deck performed in the Bloomburrow meta. Hey everyone, Hex here, and today I'm playing Dimir Rats, and this deck has surprised me with just how powerful it's been so far. So let's just get straight into it today and talk about Vren the Relentless, our main rat. It is a 3/4 4-drop Dimir Rat rogue with Ward 2 that says if a creature an opponent controls would die, it exiles instead, and at the beginning of each end step you make a 1/1 rat that gets +1/+1 for each other rat you control for each creature your opponent put into exile this turn. Very wordy, kinda busted when you get going, it relentlessly churns out critters and is quite possibly my favourite creature so far from Bloomburrow. To go with this card we have some new rats in the totally busted Azure Beastbinder and Persistent Marshstalker. Beastbinder's almost unblockable attacks allow you to remove abilities from a target artifact, creature or planeswalker until your next turn, so go ahead, turn off their mana dorks, turn off their planeswalkers, or even turn off their Terror of the Peaks if that is on the battlefield. We have some older rats like Karumonix and Lord Skitter, whose token rats can be used to cast our endgame non-rat finisher in Rottenmouth Viper. You can use your tokens to discount the cost of this snake, it closes out games very quickly, and it is an unbelievable top end card in our deck. We also have an honorary rat in Valley Rotcaller. Although technically a squirrel, it has menace, and when it attacks you drain for X, where X is the number of other rats you control. We have a ton of interaction today to trigger Vren as much as possible on each player's turn. We got 24 lands, which is plenty, and that is the deck. So Dimir Rat Aggro is here, and with Vren out you can almost attack freely. You're going to be shocked at how well this deck performs in the best of one meta, but stay tuned until the end when I'll go over my thoughts on the deck and what changes I might make in another iteration. In the meantime though, if you'd all be so kind as to drop a like on the video and subscribe below to not miss out on other brews from Bloomburrow and beyond. Don't forget to check out Twitch as I'll be streaming all these decks regularly, and also to support the channel further like these folks have, you can do so via Patreon. All the links can be found down below in the description. Let me know though what card you're excited about from Bloomburrow in the comments, and let's jump in to see how the Rats of Bloomburrow performed for me today. Alright then, on the draw with our Dimir Rat deck. Hand looks sweet, loads of rats, loads of lands, that's what we like to see. Opponent with the swamp, we'll play our shores, and I don't know what I'm going to do next, we'll see what they do first. It is a Pilfer. Okay, nice little 2-drop for a 2-mana spell for them there. Potentially up against a discard deck. Lots of good discard spells from Bloomburrow. So it wouldn't surprise me. What are they going to take? They're going to go for my... Well, they've gone for my 4-drop. Maybe he could have taken my 2-drop. I guess we have another 2-drop. But we drew a Vren anyway, so that worked out okay for us. So Persistent Marshstalker here gets plus... X plus I, where X is the amount of rats you have. It is a 3/1. Opponent with a Preacher, and I think we're just going to maximize our rats here. Get down Lord Skitter, the Sewer King. This will make 2 rats, make our Marshstalker a 5/1. And I'm just going to attack. If they want to block, I don't really care. Yeah, they've just taken it down to 15. Not too concerned about Preacher of the Schism just yet. They have their own Lord Skitter, no problems for us there. I doubt they're a rat deck like us. They're getting there with a Preacher, I ain't blocking that. And I guess we just jam Vren now. This is going to be nice because we can do an all-out attack here with our creatures here. See how they want to block. They opt to block our 7/1 with their 1/1. Makes sense. We do get a 5/5 out of it. And this is our plan. We're just going to keep jamming attack. We're kind of replacing our rats with more rats. Even bigger rats. What have they got here? Maybe a Shelly. 4 mana for them. They're definitely mono black mid-range. Or mono black Rottenmouth Viper. Nice little synergy there with Lord Skitter. We have to discard, lose 4, or sack a non-land permanent. We'll discard and go for the throats, fine. We'll just use that to take care of the Viper and smash them for lethal. But yeah, that is our deck. Alright, on the draw. Sweet looking hand. Got my little party trick here in Battle Rage Blessing. It gives Death Touch and Indestructible. My plan is to attack with some weird 1/1 rat, throw that down, destroy their creature, and make us another rat with Vren. That's the plan. Opponent with a Loam Speaker here that will just shoot. Maybe I should have edicted it then. Opponent with a Bramble Familiar. Okay. Oh, we find our Vren. Alright. Okay, so I think what I want to do here is get a creature down. The Beastbinder's nice because when we attack with it next turn, we can turn off this raccoon they've got. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they know how this card works, but we are definitely going to attack, and we'll play Vren. So this Azure Beastbinder, I have been beaten by this card before a couple of times. I think it's so cool. I think it's just a really interesting card, and the fact it can't be blocked easily is excellent as well. Let's go for Vren. Next turn we can start making some rats. I wish we still had that go for the throat rather than the edict, in case they put down a load of creatures, but it is what it is. 5 mana for a Terror of the Peaks. Literally not a scary card in the face of a Beastbinder though. Yeah, I mean, this is amazing. We have Battle Rage Blessing as well, so we can trick our opponents. We will Azure Beastbinder the Terror of the Peaks. This will make it a 2/2, back on the ground, and its ability doesn't work. They could double block my Vren, but I will just cast this Blessing or Edict, and they've just taken the damage. Okay. Alright, well, let's Edict away one of their creatures and make ourselves a rat. I mean, yeah, that was the perfect game for our rat deck there. I love that one. Alright, then on the draw. Have a Vren in our hand. This is a pretty nice hand as well with our removal spells, but probably going to want to fire them off before we get to turn 4 or 5. We find a Lord Skitter. An opponent is on a Dimir deck as well, it seems. So I think I'm going to go through all of the tribal folk, typal folk from Bloomburrow over the next few weeks. I was very keen to play rats. I really have enjoyed rat decks over the years. Opponent's on an Esper deck, it looks like. And there's not much for us to do. We just want to keep finding our land drops. I think I really want to get a Otter deck up as soon as possible. But I'm still not 100% sure on the way I want to take that. Let's go for the Persistent Marshstalker here. I am certain the opponent's going to remove this. And they do. I didn't really want to put Lord Skitter down in the face of a removal spell. And I guess we can just use this Ruthless Negotiation. It's a 1 mana spell. Later in the game, it's a 5 mana spell to exile a card from their hand. So yeah, I mean, this card works pretty nice in the deck because we are looking to get a Threshold, and because of that we have Restless Reef. Opponent with a Vren. Restless Reef will mill ourselves, and hopefully we can find the negotiation. I'm so happy we're up against what appears to be a mirror match, except they are playing an Esper version. Let's get rid of this Vren whilst I can, whilst Sheoldred's Edict is in my hand. Don't have to pay the ward costs, and we have a Go for the Throat available. Opponent with a Restless Reef, and we are 100% going to take that out. So they've lost the land. They lost their best creature. We find a Darkslick Shores. Alright, I mean, we just go for our own Vren here, I guess. Yeah. Let's do that. Was thinking about Lord Skitter, but I think Vren's better. It has ward, so if they've got any crazy removal spell, they're going to have to play around my ward. Parting Gust, okay. And we get a fish out of that one, which is nice. Alright, well, I'm just going to load up the board. If the opponent's playing Vren, they may have a lot of removal in their deck. I think having as many creatures on the battlefield as possible might benefit us. And we will get in there. This is obviously making our Persistent Marshstalker much bigger. Vren for our opponent. Alright, I mean, they found one off the top of their deck, presumably, which has got to be nice for them. And we find a Sheoldred's Edict. Okay, I mean, that's got to be nice for us here. It is the perfect card to deal with their 3/4 with Ward. You hate, well, they're going to hate to see that. And yeah, we'll just create another rat, eat that Vren, smash. Opponent down to 8. And things are looking good. We even have a Fountainport in my mana base. I was unsure about putting a colourless mana in the mana base, but I think a couple of them is fine. Yeah, I mean, this is looking good. Wish we had a Restless Reef in our mana base right now. But they're going to have to deal with the board here. And they do with Starfall Invocation. Right, okay. Starfall Invocation and Vren is a little cheeky little nifty combo for them. It's probably why they're in Esper. Let's I mean, what do we want to do here? We can go for Ruthless Negotiation, take this card from their hand, but I think we can use our Fountainport instead to make a treasure and cast this Virtue next turn. I was not expecting a board wipe in their deck. I guess it works relatively well in their rat deck, as it can potentially put the rat back onto the battlefield. But it's quite cute. I think what we'll do is we'll just reanimate their rats. So let's go for Virtue of Persistence here. And yeah, we'll just start building up our rat board back. They may have a way to remove our enchantment, but they don't. They scoop it up. Nice little win there against the mirror match in Esper. Alright, on the draw. Decent hand. We'll keep this one. Opponent with a Izzet land. Alright, I mean, let's just negotiate now. Ruthless Negotiation. If they are playing an Izzet deck, I want to get as little cards in their hand as possible, but they're probably going to be able to just refuel quite quickly. These 1-mana discard spells, I think, are pretty sweet. This one particularly is pushed, meaning you can play early and late in the game. Ember Heart Challenger for our opponent. 2/2 Haste Prowess. Okay, we find a cut down to deal with that. I normally would put a creature down now, which I'm going to. I don't want to just spend my turn not doing anything and then me playing a cut down. I think it's better that next turn we can play a creature and a cut down. Who knows? The Beastbinder's a nice card though. Stormcatch Mentor for our opponent. Alright, I mean, Glistening Deluge here is in our deck to deal with these otters. And Rabid Gnaw. Okay, I mean, it's going to destroy my creature here, and they're getting in there for 6. They are down to 2 cards, so I'm glad we discarded one of their cards early. So Deluge, not so great against red decks. I do want this off the board though, so I think what I am going to do is play this Valley Rotcaller. And I guess we just cut down their 2/2. And then if they play any more Mentors, we can just Deluge. I've put Deluge in the deck because it shouldn't affect our creatures, which are black, as much as it would affect our opponents. They have another 2/2, fair enough. And Might of the Meek. Alright, this is going to be a tough old game here. Another 6 damage coming through to us. We can block the 2/2. We'll probably go down to 8 here. Yep. And we need to start gaining some life back. And we can do that. Ooh, Vren for us. Alright, alright. You've got to expect the opponent's got removal spells. But I think Vren is way better than anything else we can play. We can drain the opponent there for 2 by attacking with our Rotcaller. So this is our little life gain strategy here. Might of the Meek again on the Ember Heart Challenger, and they find a mountain to play this turn. Yeah, their deck's pretty sweet. I like it. But we might just be able to get back into this game. And Demonic Ruckus. Alright. This is by far the hardest game I've had to play with these Rats deck. They're getting in there with 6 damage. I can't do anything about it because it has Menace. And we find Karumonix. Alright, well, Deluge can deal with their 1/1. We would get a rat out of this. I think this is just the best thing we can do here. Would love to have found a go for the throat there. I think we have to try and find a way to get back into the game, and we need rats on the battlefield to do that. We'll go into attacks with our O2. We've killed one of their creatures. We will make a rat in our end step here. Yeah, we go back up to 4. This is dodgy. We can double block the challenger. They play Kitzer. Nice little otter. And just pass the turn. That, my friends, is a Rottenmouth Viper. So this card is in the deck because we do make a few tokens, especially with our Lord Skitter. And I thought, just as a top end card, it's quite nice. I think what I want to do here is just get as much rat. So playing the Persistent Marshstalker and then attacking with our Rotcaller. Now they can block the Rotcaller. I mean, this is easy for them to block here. But it does gain us 4 life. And I think that's going to be vital. Sorry, gain us 3 life. But yeah, this is why the Rotcaller's in the deck. Okay, Arena. Some updates to to fix some of the small issues there are on the UI at the moment. And opponent takes it, they're down to 12. I've got no idea why they didn't block that. So could have played the Viper there, would have had to lose all of our board. Monstrous Rage on the Channeler. Okay, well, I mean, Challenger, sorry. We can block this with our 3/3 and our 5/1. Kitzer, drawing a card, discarding a card. We're hanging in there. I mean, we've had to take a lot of damage early on in this game, but this Rotcaller is definitely the MVP of this game so far. Next turn, I'm going to get this Viper down. Alright, opponent. I mean, we can block with our Marshstalker and our 3/3. I don't care if these die to get this challenger off the battlefield, and nothing happens. We draw our second Viper. Okay. I do want to play these Vipers, but I would need to sacrifice some creatures to do that. So I think what I want to do is get in there first, see if I can squeeze some damage through. So they're going to go down to 9. So they're going to have to make a block. Presumably they block the Rotcaller, but then that would put them down to 1 if I attack with this 3/3 and the 1/3. I mean, I could attack with Vren as well. I don't want to lose that creature. But we'll go like this. Alright, opponent down to 9. They have a block here on the... I guess they can't block my Rotcaller. It has got Menace. They'll have to block the 3/3. They're going to go down to 3. And then I guess we just jam this Viper. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's get rid of these 2 tap creatures. Play a 6/6. Opponent has to now discard a card, lose 4 life, or sacrifice a non-land permanent. They could get rid of that Demonic Ruckus or the Aura that's sitting on that challenger. Next turn we're going to attack with this Viper. And they'll have to do it all again twice. So, I mean, for a top-end card, this is pretty nice. I'm looking forward to playing a mono-black sort of mid-range deck, looking to curve out towards the Viper. That's definitely something I'm excited to try sooner rather than later. How quick can you get a Viper onto the battlefield? How many tokens can you get it going? They discarded a card there. I mean, they're in a world of trouble here. They can't really attack. And yeah, they just scoop it up. Nice little win there against a difficult Izzet opponent. Alright then, on the draw here, and this hand is another good one, even though we're on the draw again, it seems. I am loving this deck. I just think I have a kind of tier list on my desk here about the Bloomburrow critters, the Typal folk from Bloomburrow. At the top, I've got rabbits. I think the rabbit deck is... I mean, the rabbit deck has got me so many wins today. But number 2 is definitely rats now. Opponent with a Vladimir. Okay. So a crimes deck. Let's go for the Beastbinder. I'm really not expecting this to survive to our next turn. But if it does, who knows? We could be off to another win here. Vile Smasher for our opponent. Alright. They have 3 cards in their hand. And one of them is a cut down, of course. So that deals with my creature there. Honestly, already, I'm not looking... I don't think this is looking particularly great for us. It's a Viper. Okay, I mean, if we can get that on the battlefield, I'll be happy. We'll go for Karumonix. It's a 3-3. Finds 2 more Karumonix. Okay. Sure, I mean... If they have any way to commit a crime here, this Vabmir is going to be a 4-4. I will block the Vile Smasher if they want to attack with that. But they're down to 3 cards. So I want to get Vren down. I want to hold open some mana so I can go for the throat. Get this Beastbinder down, and then we might be able to slowly squeeze our way back into the game. But Laughing at Jasper Flint for our opponent is not going to help at all. This is 4 damage Vabmir can do to us, and I really don't want to chump it. I probably will, though, as we have another Karumonix in our hand. We'll see. I mean, they're attacking for 7. Let's just kill this Vile Smasher. We go down to 12. And 3 steps ahead. Alright, let's get Vren down. Let's hope the opponent has no way to deal with this. The Laughing Jasper Flint triggers, and there's a cut down and a go for the throat. Please no land, opponent. My Vren has Ward 2. It's a tap land, thank goodness. They can't kill my Vren with the cards in exile there. But as it stands at the moment, I'm probably taking 9 damage here. So they're having a good look about what to do. They've definitely got something. It's Kervek. Another creature. Fine. We'll go down to 3. I can't block Laughing Jasper Flint. We need as much value as we possibly can. I mean, we can make a rat. I would love to have found another go for the throw then. Sure, I'm going to remove the 3 steps ahead, I think, from this deck. I don't think counter spells currently in this meta so far in the first 24 hours work particularly well, as so many creatures have are just costing 1 or 2 mana. It's just not worth countering them all the time. But at least we have a board now. We'll get rid of... I mean, all of these cards are a nightmare. I guess it's the 4-3. I don't know. Maybe we should have got rid of Vabmir there. So we can block it. Yeah, maybe... Maybe I should have got rid of Vabmir. But another Vile Smasher for them. Okay. What else have they got in their hand up there? So this is like an Outlaws deck, I think. And a removal spell in Molten Collapse. Alright, fair enough. For the first time ever, I've seen a Vabmir get Menace and a Lifelink. So this is a double block situation. Yeah, I mean, I think in hindsight, I'm going to have regretted not killing Vabmir. But then they would have had the Laughing Jasper Flint, and who knows what they would have... what value they would have got out of that. Glistening Deluge does not affect this board as much as I would have hoped. So yeah, I mean, the Deluge really in the deck for rabbits, mice. Haven't really seen that this afternoon though. So if we attack with the Beastbinder, they can't block it. We can remove the Menace and Lifelink from their creature. Karumonix here, probably actually not doing much. We don't have a 1 mana rat to even find. So yeah, I think we're probably dead. We can't even fake out anything. Let's just go for Vren. Attack with the Beastbinder. Turn off this Vabmir. Fingers crossed the opponent forgets how to attack, and we survive till the next turn. Hellspare Posse Boss. I think that's probably going to be lethal. If not this turn, it's definitely going to be lethal next turn. I mean, yeah, they just have to attack. Okay, so I've got no idea why the opponent's taking so long with their turn here. But they finally return, and they are trying to kill us. I'm not going anywhere, just in case they have disconnected at all. And yeah, we just take the damage from the Posse Boss and Vile Smasher there. GG's. Alright, on the play here. This hand is... it's fine. It's not the most exciting hand I've ever seen in Magic the Gathering. Kind of with a tiny bones here, but we can cut that one down. And another swamp for us. Alright, well, we'll play that into Marshstalker. Okay. See if they want to find a way to deal with this. Well, they don't. We just draw a land. Well, we need a land anyway. We'll attack our opponents. A shame it wasn't a rat. And, alright, they're a Golgari deck. Fair enough. So, I'm kind of regretting not playing that island now on turn 2. Gix for our opponent. I would love to have counterspelled that. But let's just go for the throw the Gix whilst we have the opportunity. And a Restless Reef. Alright, well, I think playing the land there is best. Holding open the 3 steps ahead. Pretty much going to counter whatever they do. Yeah, so not an ideal start here. Sheoldred's Edict. Shot will counter that. This is my first game of this deck. Still learning the cards. I'm not sure if the 3 steps ahead is good enough for this deck. In fact, to be honest, I was considering only splashing blue for Vren. It's just our 2-drop Azure is so good. Terra Sunder here on our creature. Okay, I mean, we can attack with our Restless Reef next turn if we want to. That, though, is Vren the Relentless. So we can take him down to 6, but I think let's go for Vren. If they have a removal spell, then we'll just be in the same turn, the same boat next turn, because we can still attack with our Restless Reef. But if they don't, and we have Vren on the battlefield, oh, well, they do. They have Go for the Throat. I mean, that's a Go for the Throat that they aren't going to be using on my land here. So we'll attack the opponent here. I guess we mill ourselves. We have our Threshold synergies in the deck. Opponent down to 6. And sure, Ruthless Negotiation on them. So we've done a lot of damage quickly, but we are out of juice here. Honestly, I don't know if Glistening Deluge is good enough either. But I did need a way to deal with wider boards. Especially as most of our rats only actually have 1 toughness. Glister Sunslayer. Okay, well, Glistening Deluge actually deals with that. I think I'm going to be really cheeky here and see if they can tap their Sunslayer so we can attack next turn with our land. Let's exile a card from their hand. So we find a Rotcaller. Okay. Yeah, so fingers crossed they don't have another creature. They attack with this Glister, and then we can use Restless Reef. They don't. They have Shelly. Okay, well, that doesn't change that much because I'm still attacking with a 4/4 Death Toucher. Guess it gains them some life here. Sure, we'll just go to attacks, I guess, and just... Oh, I wasn't even in my draw step. I didn't even take my draw there. Does Lord Skitter change anything? I don't think so. I'm still attacking the opponent here. We'll mill ourselves. That was weird. I was excited to animate my Restless Reef, not Risen Reef. We do get rid of their Shelly. Let's play our Rotcaller. Rotcaller and Lord Skitter is a kind of mini combo in the deck. Opponent name's Dinosaur. Into Tranquil Thrillback. Okay. What are they doing here? They've tapped their green mana. They've gone for my graveyard. I think they might have wanted to gain some life. Glister attacks. They lose a life down to 5. That is a Persistent Marshstalker. And I think we can potentially win here. So our Deluge actually is a one-sided board wipe at the moment. Let's go for Lord Skitter Sewer King here. Eat a card from their graveyard. We'll play the Marshstalker as well. Let's get rid of whatever, it doesn't matter. Tiny Bones, sure. Another trigger. Get rid of Gix. And attacking with the Rotcaller is 1 damage plus another 3. They'll go down to 1, but they scoop it up anyway. Alright, let's check the stats for this deck over on untap.gg, and as you can see the rat deck here, it says 4-1, we actually went 5-1, all the games were in the video there, so that's pretty nice. Just want to quickly shout out the rabbit deck from early access, 8-2 at the moment, also doing pretty well. But the rat deck here, 4-1. Various different decks we're playing up against, so it's difficult to determine how it really went in the meta, but made a few changes as and when, got rid of those 3 steps ahead, and started fiddling around with some more removal spells. You might want to put more rats in the deck. In fact, I've got the rat deck here on Arena. I've put together a small sideboard here in case you want to have a little look at some other cards. So yeah, some rats, other rats wouldn't go amiss. There were times when I wanted to play Karumonix and had 1 mana open, so something like a Gnawing Vermin would be quite nice, but I didn't actually want to go too ratty. I really wanted to push the Vren. And you know what? Even though Rottenmouth here is not a rat and it is a snake, I just like the fact that you can play this using the tokens from like the Sewer King, the Lord Skitter here, and yeah. It's an endgame card. You don't have to put this in this deck, but I really wanted just to try it out, see how we got on. And Virtue, I think, is a great addition here for the late game to start bringing things back out of the graveyard. Other cards, you could try the Battle here in Invasion of Amonkhet, something like this. It's just a really good value card. Now, I've put in 3 other cards here which I'm interested in. One was one of the decks that the opponent played against us when they played Esper Rats. Starfall Invocation's pretty nice actually. I am considering putting together sort of an Esper control deck where I'm looking to win the game with Vren and this Invocation. It destroys all creatures, but if you want to gift your opponent a card there, you get to return the Vren to the battlefield. Hopefully you've destroyed several of your opponent's creatures, and then you're going to make a whole ton of rats. So that's the plan. That's a really good one. You could also, if you wanted to, go a more Grixis build and include Wick the Wooled Mine. It is a 2/4 rat for 4 mana, and when it or another rat you control enters, you create a snail token if you don't control a snail already. There's a couple, I think, in standard. Otherwise, you put a +1/+1 counter on a snail you control. Then for Grixis mana, you get to sack a snail. The Wick here will then deal damage equal to the sacked creature's power to each opponent. I think this card could be in this deck. 2/4 stats are pretty nice, and if you're going to go for the red mana, there's no better card in my mind than Song of Tottentowns. It would fit quite nicely in this deck, and this could be a really good way to really push the rats created by Ren to some massive degree. So that was the deck. I'm really happy with it. And yeah, I'll be interested to hear if you guys have any thoughts of that in the comments below. So to check out my stats for this video and all the decks I play, the link to my untap.gg is listed in the description, and that's where you'll also find a link to download the deck tracker for yourself. You'll get to track your stats, see the top decks being played, and maybe find a deck or 2 that you can make with your collection. It is all over there on untap.gg. But in the meantime, thank you for watching this video, supporting the channel as we grow, and I'll catch you again in the next video.